everyone, I'm going to start off today with a crayon watercolor resist. So that's taking a white crayon from any cheap old crayon pack that you have. And all I'm going to do here is just scribble and draw a circle around what is going to be my moon. And then I like to do a little couple extras going around. If they don't line up okay, that's alright. But that's going to be the moon glow. And let's see if I can get a shot where you can see it. Maybe you can a little bit right there. You can see where the white crayon on the paper. It does not show very well, I admit. You just want it to resist the watercolor. I'm going to take a mop brush. A mop brush is just a brush with a very large, soft head that holds a lot of water. And I'm going to take my watercolor. This happens to be a gray, which looks really dark because it's kind of dried up a little bit. Let's see it. Oh, let's just squirt that down and dilute that out a little bit. And you can see where the crayon is resisting the watercolor. Now I'm going to take this all the way into the moon itself. And I'm going to share another favorite technique, which is just so simple, and I just love it, how it looks, is taking something like a piece of tissue paper, and you just crumple that up, and then you just lay it right on the watercolor, let it sit for a second, and when you lift up, see how you get these little effects. And it's great for moon glow, or moonscape. What's the word I'm looking for? Moon something, but it's great for moons. So I'm just going to blot a little bit as I go here. So that gives me a couple little effects. Now let's go for some more effects. I'm going to take a little bit of table salt, and that's all that is. It's not even sea salt, it's just table salt. And I'm just going to sprinkle just a little bit, not too much, but a little bit. I think that's probably enough. So now I have to let everything sit and dry, and I'll be back in a little bit to take the salt off. Now that everything is dry, I am just going to scrape off and maybe use this tissue paper, yeah, that works, to take off the salt. So if any is stuck on there, you can just remove it like so. Now, one of the things that I really like to do with my stamps is kind of deconstruct them. So I don't really want the bottom half because it's going to be a flying frog fairy. Go with me, it will show eventually. But what I don't want is the bottom half of them right there. I like the top half, and I'm going to have to refix the bottom half to go the way I want it to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mask off that part of my stamp. And then I'm going to stamp it on this piece of paper. Like I said earlier, this is one of my pieces of paper that I use to just gather up extra inks and things. The reason I'm going to choose this one, even though frogs normally are green, but hey, he's going to be a flying fairy frog, so I guess he can be blue. But I like how this paper has these little dots and spots. That's kind of reminiscent of a frog, I think. So I'm going to stamp him on this. And I'm going to use this Stays On ink. So remove your mask, and we'll turn him up and just press him down. Now, I'm going to cut him out, and I want you to realize that I do not intend to cut out these. I will be doing something to work with that. So I have the top half of his body, and I'm going to take a micron pen and kind of start sketching in an idea of what I think maybe he might look like as a flying fairy frog. And I'm going to try something also. Let's see. This time, I'm going to mask off everything but his legs. And this just to show you, I mean, I could draw those in, and so could you, but if you prefer not to draw them in, you can always just re-stamp them. So let's put them down here, and let's just see what happens. Oh yeah, see, that's going to work. So now all I got to do is just kind of connect his legs here. And like that. It's also a standing frog. Oh, he could be standing too. But either way. And now I'm going to cut him out. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing on this tissue paper, which I also used to just collect some inks from my mono printing, which I was doing alcohol inks using KP Celestial Sun Stencil. So I'm going to stamp these wings right on top of the crinkly parts of the paper that I like. I love these little wings. So much use out of these. And then I'm going to cut those out. Okay, so I've cut these wings out, and I stamped them on tissue paper for a particular reason, because I want the wings to be coming out of his back like so, and I need the other wing coming out this way. This is how the wing is intentionalized to go, because they're supposed to be like that, okay? But we're deconstructing and we're changing up our stamps. So what I've done, I've stamped it on tissue, which means I can take it, flip it over, and you can see the ink, the colors, everything same as before right through, but this time I'll have the wings in the way they're supposed to go. So this is kind of my setup. Now I'm going to go back to my stamp here, because what I want to do is I want to stamp my image and just the top parts. I've got to mask off again everything below, because that's not needed. In truth, the only things that are needed are the fairy wands and the little circles that are on top of his crown. So I kind of know where I want it to be over here, and all I got to do now, take those wings off, set everything aside. Whoops. Remove your masking. And I'm going to just put them, I hope that's about right. Just stamp that on there. Okay. So now I'm going to glue him on top, and all the little bits that I did not want to cut out are there. So voila, easy. Just got to glue everything on. I'll be ready for the next step. He's got little wings attached. I know, I'm kind of crazy. Alright, I need to let the glue just dry a little bit on here, and I'm going to come back and then color everything. And I'm going to use my dark chrome yellow 109 from Faber-Castell to color in my star and my moon and my little jeweled circle tops of his crown. And then I'm going to be using this Tombow calligraphy pen. Got a lot of Japanese on it, WSBH150. But I love these pens. Girlfriend sent those to me as a gift, and I have used them all the time. I should do the stars too, so I just thought of that. Should color in his stars on his crown. Now, I thought it would be fun, and I have no idea if I'm going to like it or not, but I wanted to kind of emphasize maybe some of the moon glow around the moon. So, I thought I'd add just a little bit of blue, so everything's not too gray, not too dark. Fan brushes really do well for splattering. See, much different. Better, 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 better. Alright, so there we go. I decided I wanted to go in and lighten up some of these areas that are inside the moon. I wanted it to be a little lighter in color. I mean, since it is a moon. So I'm just taking plain water and going over and reactivating my watercolor. And see how that brightens that up a little bit? I think that looks better. I really like how that lightened up in the middle. It made the moon brighter and stand out a little bit more from the black night sky. So, next step is adding some letters or words. Typed out some little sentiments. And to give some of the words a little bit of definition, I did some words in capital letters and some words in lowercase. And I think sometimes when you put your letters or words at an angle, it makes them less serious. So, kind of breaks it up a little bit. And I thought I was going to be done, but I have something else I want to do. That happens a lot of times when I'm making art. I think I'm done, and then, whoop, nope, not done. Because I think of other things I want to add to it. The page just kind of speaks to you sometimes, and you have to follow along. Oh, look at that. That was copacetic. Long, along. Okay, I know. I might have enjoyed that a little bit too much. And in hindsight, I probably could have dropped those down a little bit. Didn't need to be starting up quite as high as I did, but oh well. That's okay. In the scheme of things, I still like it. And then, of course, I like to put who I'm quoting on the page down there. Okay. So I'm going to have to let those dry. So while they dry, I thought about taking this little stamp from Rubber Moon. You can only get this stamp if you belong to the Moon Mail Club. And it has a heart, a flower, a little circle, and a star. And since I've got stars on here, I thought, well, that'd be cute to add some more magic and add some stars. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stamp some random stars. And I was kind of thinking the stars were like coming from his wand. That's his magic, right? Magic! Yay! Okay, so got those stamped. I'm going to come back in with my Pitt pen. So, still going to have to wait for that to dry. And I also thought, ooh, Stickles, got to have some glitter. At least for the magic part of the wand and the stars. So I'm going to put a little dollop in the middle of each star. And then I'm going to come back with my handy dandy fancy tool. And I will share with you what that is. A pencil with a pin stuck in the eraser that I cut the eraser part of it off so it would be flat. and because at one point I was using it to make dots with, and then that kind of became something I didn't use anymore, and I put a pin in it. Anyway, it's my favorite tool because I can take little parts of things like the stickles and draw them out into the corner of each star, so it covers it without making a mess. Oh, I think that added so much to it though. I really do. Makes everything kind of shine on the page a little bit. I love glitter. I know I'm not supposed to say that. People hate glitter. There's some people that hate it, but I love glitter. Okay, now I'm going to say again, let that dry, and I'll be back. The last thing that I'm going to do is just something I like to do when I use little word strips, and that is to do a little scribbly line around the edges of the strips. Excuse me, I just think it just makes them stand out a little bit more, and I intentionally try to do messy because I just like how that looks. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed my video today, and I hope you have a great weekend and put a little magic in your life, or at least your art, and try some of my techniques out if you've never done those before. And I can't wait to see what you make. Please show me and make sure to tag me so I can see it. Have a great day. Bye now.